Are you serious? Are you serious? This is a news alert. I'm Pastor Paul Begley, and this is the perfect storm. The Bible says it is a Bible prophecy storm. Matter of fact, I was on the phone yesterday with Pastor Evans of the Harvest Army Church International. We discussed the biblical ramifications of this storm and the fact that a prophecy came forth during the world revival that took place this August. It was given on August the 11th, 3 days after I left New York City. And I preached 4 nights there. After I left, 3 days later, on August the 11th, a prophecy came forth of 7 locations around the world that God would revisit with his judgment. 6 of them have been visited: Japan, China, South America, Louisiana. But the 7th one is here. The 7th one was the East Coast of the United States, and also New York City was mentioned. Now, they think New York City's prophecy has been fulfilled with the shooting that took place down in Manhattan, down along by the Empire State Building. But this is a news alert for the East Coast of the United States. Currently, the East Coast is bracing for Frankenstorm. A Hurricane Sandy is barreling toward the United States as meteorologists warn of the perfect storm could pose the greatest risk to human life. We understand already 21 people have been reported dead across the Caribbean as this superstorm moves north. I'm going to play right now. They're expecting this storm could cost up to $1 billion worth of damage. Thousands of people, millions of people without power. Children could have significant concerns as the weather is converging from the north, a massive cold front, a jet stream that's bringing high energy right into New York City, and Hurricane Sandy that's tracking a path toward New York City. Let's go right now to Fox News report, meteorologist report, and then I'll be right back with a biblical prophecy from the Bible that goes along with this. So hang on one second, Paul Begley Technology, and here we go.
On Hurricane Sandy, that storm already slamming Cuba. Now we have brand new tracking, which shows where this massive system might be headed next. And it is not good news for those who live in the northeastern United States. Janice Dean has the latest from the Extreme Weather Center. What's going on, JV?
If this track comes true, it is the worst case scenario, John. Now, we still have days to go and a lot of information to kind of input into this tracking. But right now, this storm looks like it's going to be headed for millions of people. It's going to be a transitioning system, meaning that perfect storm type scenario. A tropical storm that transitions into an extratropical storm because a cold front, a very powerful Arctic cold front, is going to interact with the system and draw it in towards the northeast, a very rare meteorological situation. So this could be historic, folks. If you live across the East Coast, from the mid-Atlantic up to Maine and eastern Canada, you need to be paying very, very close attention to your local forecast. Still a Category 2. We just got the 11 o'clock advisory. It was a Category 3 major hurricane overnight, so it rapidly intensified within hours. Take a look at the latest track. As you can see, Category 2 moving through the Bahamas. It hugs the coast Friday into Saturday, but look at what happens as we head into early next week. The worst case scenario right now, moving right into millions upon millions of people. And this could cause extensive, catastrophic damage. I'm not just standing here making this stuff up. I want people to really pay attention to this because, again, this could be worst case scenario. At any rate, we're dealing with high seas, rip currents, beach erosion, coastal flooding, certainly storm surge as this storm moves on shore. The exact point or location where it's going to move on shore still not known yet, and the exact strength still not known yet. But we are going to see torrential rain and flooding inland. High winds, 60, 80 miles per hour, significant power outages that could last for weeks for millions of people, and down trees. John, we've still got foliage on the trees and winds in excess of 60, 70, 80 miles per hour is going to cause extensive damage. I just want to show you one of our reliable forecast models. It is really becoming apparent that we are going to be dealing with a system that is going to come onshore. Again, anywhere from the mid-Atlantic towards Maine. Need to be paying attention. But John, our mouths dropped at the latest tracking that shows this system going right into New York City. Obviously, we've got days ahead to really hone in and get this forecast right, but people need to be paying attention. We do think that this storm is going to come on shore, and it's going to cause a lot
of damage. Okay, so there you see the storm projection. You heard her say catastrophic consequences. She is talking about a historic storm. She is talking about torrential rains, heavy flooding, and days of misery as this storm comes ashore. The perfect storm, the jet stream, the cold front from the north, and the tropical energy of Hurricane Sandy from the south converging in the largest populated area in the United States of America. Are you serious? Are you serious? What? Anywhere, folks. They're saying from northern North Carolina to Maine, but the spaghetti tracking of the satellite systems is pointing right at New York City. Now, it's very, very fascinating to me that the fact that the United Nations Human Rights Council yesterday recommended a boycott of all American companies that do business with Israel. And as they made that proclamation, this storm, the forecast, about an hour later, we already knew that Hurricane Sandy was dangerous down there, but about an hour after this release by the United Nations Human Rights Council, which is so corrupt, so full of Sharia law, radical Islamic views, and communistic outlook. I mean, nations that are absolutely just treating their people like dogs, like animals. This very, and the Obama administration joined that council 3 years ago. Quietly was done. Nothing was said. But God's not done. The storm, an hour after that was released, took a projected path straight toward New York City. Are you serious? The weather forecasters are predicting the storm could hit the days before Halloween, maybe right on Halloween, as the perfect storm, also known as Frankenstorm or Halloween hurricane. It could cause up to $1 billion worth of damage, and thousands could be without power. Millions of children would be in harm's way. You need to prepare for this storm, folks. 21 people are already reported dead across the Caribbean islands as this superstorm is moving north. The Bible says in Luke 21:25, there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And when they shall see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. When these things begin to come to pass, then look up. Lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Something biblical's going on, folks. Something biblical's going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. Are you saved? Have you been born again? Have you given Jesus Christ your life? This is a prophetic prophecy storm. I'm confirming it. Pastor Evans of Harvest Army Church International, New York City, is confirming it. God's confirming it in his word, Luke 21:25. give your life to Jesus Christ. If you want to send me a personal message, do it now. Just title it, I want to be saved. I want to be saved. I want to be saved. In Jesus' name.